Hello, everyone. I hope you're all well. Decided I'm going to do this live broadcast just to bring you some updates from Dunes Golf Centre. Before I continue, if anybody is watching as soon as possible, please could you just let me know that you can hear me okay? I've been playing about with some of the settings to try and have it where I can take you out on the range on my mobile, but also have my laptop in front of me so that I can share the screen. So I see a few people have joined now. Just a quick thumbs up or a little comment to say that you can hear me okay. Kev's put loud and clear. Fantastic, Kevin. Really appreciate that, Kev. What I want you to do this evening, if any of you've got any questions about new golf equipment that's just hitting the market, anything you want us to test or do reviews on, then please do put it in the comments and I will share them and endeavour to answer as best I can as we go on this live broadcast. So I said I'm going to take you out on the range just to show you what's happening out there, especially with the weather here in Fraserburgh this evening. But before I do, some very quick updates on events that are happening here at the Golf Centre. And we're going to start off with Winter League 2. We knew we had Winter League, the first one we ever did before Christmas. That finished and we decided we would resurrect it with one that takes us up till the end of February. And last week's event, I'm just going to scroll down to the winners here. Here we are, week 1 challenge winners. It was the approach shot challenge at St Andrews for men and women, and Derek Bond was our winner with 141.97. He did that score yesterday, so he got in there last minute, just ahead of James Watt, I believe. And then we see Dawn Cardinal once again taking the top spot with 349.48. But take a look at this, everyone. Teddy Taylor in the juniors once again scoring a hole-in-one. Congratulations, Teddy. And we can see here the live up-to-date league tables after the first week of 7. Teddy, of course, for the juniors at the top, getting his 10 points. The bonus points, in case you don't know what they are, as you can see here, if I zoom in, they are a point awarded for each day that you attend. So if you came every day in the week, Monday to Sunday, you would get 7 bonus points in total towards your league standing. In the women's event, you can see that Dawn is just ahead of Amy, thanks to her win. And in the men's event, Derek, yes, it was just ahead of James in the approach shot challenge. So after 7 weeks, these are what the prizes are going to be. Some fantastic range card prizes on offer, as well as weekly prizes. You'll see that the prizes for this week, Dell won a dozen Pro V1s. Dawn's won a tailor-made soft response dozen, as has Teddy Taylor as well. So well done, everybody there. If you want to head to dunesgolfcentre.co.uk/Winter League 2, you can click on any of these tabs here to see the live leaderboards. And this week events are for men and women. It's the closest to the pin at Spyglass Hole 3. In fact, I think I've got that wrong. I have. Ignore that lead page. I'm going to have to edit that. It's Spyglass Hole 3 is just for the men, and for the women, it is closest to the pin at Narua Hole 6, along with the juniors. So apologies for that. You will see that when you do come to the golf centre, there's this bonus sheet that you can see. I've just got it here. I don't know if you can see it because I'm only small on that screen, I realise. But on there is where you sign in to get your bonus point, and I'll just make sure that myself and my team will make sure you know which game you are supposed to be playing. So let me just go back to StreamYard. So let's remove that. So yeah, so in other news, what else have we got coming up? Well, loads of stuff has come in. We've got all the Stealth 2 stuff. We've got the Ping G430. I did a fit-in this morning on George Thompson. Now, you may know George won the Christmas Day mega draw here at Dunes, where he got a full set of G430 clubs. And he came in today, and George had a bit of bad luck last year. He's broken his shoulder or his elbow, his arm, and also had a new hip. And he's lost a little bit of speed. And he said to me, he's always pretty straight, but he'd like to hit it a bit higher and further. And when I was doing the fitting, it's the first time I fitted for the G430 HL, which stands for high launch. And the results were quite, honestly, remarkable. How he got a ridiculous gain in height and in distance. He's 7'9". I gave him the G430 7'9" with a graphite shaft, what I would have normally thought would have been a pretty good setup for him. And he was hitting that about 90 yards. As soon as I put him in the HL version, which is this Alta Quick. It's a 35-gram shaft. I can't tell you how light it feels. As soon as he put it in his hand, he made some swings. He was like, wow, this feels so easy. And of course, the result was he's hitting it 126 yards. I think he got up to a 36 or 30-yard plus gain just with his 7-iron. And we fitted him through the whole set for that. So if any of you have lost yardage, you feel your swing speed is dropping off, perhaps the inevitability of getting older is creeping up on you, do come and give it a go. You don't have to pay for a fitting if you don't want. If just out of curiosity you want to go on the range and give any of the new clubs a go, then all you've got to do is buy some range balls and head out there and ask us to borrow whatever it is you want. I'm going to take you just out on the range now, like I promised. So as I go through the shop, just to show you some of the new stuff that is coming in, we have here, of course, all the Stealth 2. Everything in this bag is demo. It's so new. It's still got the wrappers on most of them. And, of course, what I've been trying and what I fitted for George for this morning, the G430. Different irons. We've got the hybrids. And the key thing with these, the ones with the silver weight, so silver weight as opposed to a black weight, that's the HL version. And it's a much, much lighter club head. And, of course, that quick shaft is the thing that does the business. So let's go out onto the driving range, see what the weather's doing. I don't know if you know, but before I became a golf pro, I always wanted to be a weatherman. So this is my little fulfillment of what was a bit of a dream for me. So here we can see out on the range. If you ask me, it is beautiful. Look at that. It's like someone sprinkled icing sugar all over the grass. And it's a cold night, I'm not going to lie, but I reckon if you're out there, you've got a woolly hat on, hitting some balls, it's actually quite pleasant. But I've got a decision to make. How long do I stay open for? Because you know what? Cost of electricity, these floodlights, strip lights, and of course, all the top tracer screens certainly eat through a few units every hour. So are you going to come to the range tonight? Let me know. Or should I lock up early? This is the decision. Now, Sam was supposed to be working with me tonight, but he lives in Turriff, so I sent him home early. He was supposed to give a junior lesson, but a few of the parents were a little bit unsure about coming out tonight. So he's gone home. What do you think I should do? Let us know in the comments. Should I stay open till 8, or do I go home and get an early night by the fire? I'm not bothered. I would just love to see some of you here and be able to let you try some of the clubs, let you go out and play the games on the top tracer, have a go at the Winter League. What I certainly don't want to do is lock up early and you come down and be disappointed that we're not open. So if you're thinking about coming along, please do let us know. And speaking about what I did for George Thompson, that brings me nicely on to the next thing I want to share with you, actually. So if we go... let me get the right thing up here. So I'm going to just come off this and put in June's Golf Centre / June sources competitions. So this should load up, and here we go. So this Saturday, we're going to draw out another winner of a 2023 model driver. But also, in addition, what I've decided to do, the last one was so popular that we're giving away a free Titleist Tour staff bag. So every entry that you have for the driver, so if you get one ticket for $4.99, you will also get an entry into a separate draw for the Titleist bag completely free of charge. If you go for multiple entries, then you will also get that same amount of entries in for the bag as well. So that's quite exciting. And if you are the winner, you can choose from any of those 6 models of driver, which we believe are the 6 best premium brands on the market for this year. And to run through them quickly, we've got the Cobra Aerojet, the Mizuno ST230, the Titleist TSR, the TaylorMade Stealth 2, the Callaway Paradigm, which should be landing with us this week or early next week, and the Ping G430, which is looking set to be a top performer this year. I'd be really interested to know what you all think is going to be the best drivers of the year by putting it in the comments. You know, you might have done some research. The Ping G430 has been out in Australia and what have you, so there's a lot of content out there online about it. David Christie says, I won't need that bag, need a trolley bag. It goes on a trolley, David. I'll just pop that up on the screen just for everyone to see. Yep. So it is definitely a bag that goes on a trolley, Dave. So no worries there. I think it does look like one of those sort of tour bags, doesn't it, where you you're not going to get it on a trolley, and you're going to need a caddy. Not all of us are blessed, of course, with the luxury of having our own caddies, or how cool would that be if we did? What else is next on my my list of things? So, oh yes, it was another results to share with you. So this one is our ever popular Super Sunday. It takes place every Sunday here at June. So if you're at a loose end, wanting something to do, then come and play this. There's no charge, no additional charge to play a Super Sunday. You just buy your range balls. The jackpot for next Sunday, you can see there, £390. The shot is 104 yards long, hole 3 at Torrey Pines. If you get a hole in 1, you win the jackpot. If no one wins it this week, we're going to hit the 400 level the week after. And here's our list of winners since we started Super Sunday. And you can see in the longest drive, Derek Bond is dominating it now, having won it for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. And in particular, if I zoom in on this, yesterday, he got the longest of all the long drives, 366 yards. But look at this variance there from the 18th of December, 255 yards. Folks, that isn't because Derek has been going to the gym and bulking up over the last month. It's the wind. And it just shows you all how much the wind really affects things. David Christie's put was meant to say, I want the bag. Look smart. Okay, I get it. Good man, David. Thanks for clearing that one up. So, yeah, massive impact that the wind has. And we have conversations with people here at Dunes where they say, I don't think the top trace is quite right. I'm hitting it much shorter than I'm used to. That's why we put a windsock out on the range so that you can see that it's into it. And I promise you, if you didn't, it's worth coming down in all different wind conditions so you can start to really appreciate the effect of a 15-mile-an-hour headwind versus a backwind. You know, it really does make a tremendous difference. Just going over to the other side of this, we'll see that Liam won the closest to the pin. So he got a £10 range card for that, and Derek gets a £10 range card for all those longest drive wins. And then yesterday, Ross Cardno won it with a shot to 6 inches. And I want to make a little apology on behalf of Top Tracer, really, for yesterday. I was having a day off, and it seemed that the whole server that supports the league tables and leaderboards had gone down at Top Tracer. So there was no live updates of those leaders. And I had to ask Top Tracer to go through all the shots traced before it all disappeared at midnight last night, which they did. And they managed to send it over to me, which is why I've got those results and why I had the results from Winter League Week 1. So no more questions. No one's put anything in about whether I should go home early today or stay here until we normally close at 8 o'clock. I would just love to know, is anybody intending on coming down to Dunes today to see the range? It's beautiful out there. Like I've said already, I'm not going to go out there this time. I'm going to go to the window in the cafe. Let's have a look. I think the snow's coming down again. Oh, look at that, everyone. Something quite hypnotic about seeing the snow in the lights. But the good news is it's getting lighter on a night now. And it won't be long until we're out there playing golf at this time of night and enjoying those long, long summer evenings that we're so blessed with here in the north of Scotland. We've had a few people. Kev Buchan's put, go home, safety first. Yep, I suppose you're right, Kev. And Ashley Rich has also put, go home early. Kev Buchan, great question, Kev. Thanks for this, mate. Ever thought of ball fitting? Is this possible? Yes, I've done a lot of ball fitting in the past. It is certainly possible. Now, there's two schools of thought on ball fitting, depending which company you talk to. Now, many years ago, and I'll share this story with you, Bridgestone, as many of you will know, came out as big players in the ball market, famously getting Tiger Woods on board, among other tour players as well. And their big thing was all about compressing the ball and about how most amateur golfers, in their opinion, couldn't compress the ball enough to get the most out of what, most people would class as the premium balls like Pro V1, that the core was too firm and therefore you didn't maximize your distance. Now, I've done a lot of research on this. I've had a lot of training on this as well. And basically, there was some evidence from Titleist to contradict that, which wouldn't surprise you, of course, because Bridgestone were trying to compete with them, that said that no, you can compress the ball sufficiently, and the difference between those that do or don't is so marginal that really, as a golfer, you should be looking at the type of spin you get on it, and especially around the greens. And given that so many shots that you play are around the greens, then I can agree with that statement, possibly more so. However, I think what's really important is to find a golf ball that you like. We can certainly advise and take it at this time of year, and going back to the compression thing, something like a Strixon soft feel that is a low compression ball, because as the ball gets cold, it stiffens up anyway. And I personally think this time of year, playing something like a Titleist Pro V1, a TaylorMade TP5, a Strixon Z-Star, a Callaway Chrome Soft, just to name those sort of premium brands, the soft cover, high spinning balls that are going to really check with those wedges, it's kind of lost in winter golf. I don't think you really need it. So this time of year, you're probably better off with a low compression ball like a Strixon soft feel or 80-333, or what else have we got? We've got things like the Tour Response from TaylorMade, the Super Soft from Callaway. They're great balls to play this time of year. But in the summer, I would probably recommend most people want to be playing something that's going to give you more control around the greens, especially on linksy golf where the greens and the whole course can firm up somewhat. Generally speaking, I think most people should start the ball fitting with the short game. What do you like the feel of on putts? Do you want the ball to feel quite soft off the face? Do you want it to really ping off the face on a putt and on a chip shot? And that's personal. Some of you might be watching this go, well, I really want it to be a soft feel. Why would you want a hard feeling ball? Trust me, when I've done a lot of ball fittings in the past, some people like that firm click on a putt, and therefore would be looking at more of a firmer cover golf ball. Distance does play a part as well. I remember playing in a foursomes event once with one of the amateurs at Haineswood Park, where I was the club pro, and obviously it was a weird take on foursomes actually, where we both teed off and then played each other's shots. I can't remember the exact format, but anyway, it resulted in me hitting his second shot with his Strixon distance ball, and I'd say on a wedge I was hitting that about 10-11 yards further than I would with my own Pro V1 ball that I was playing at the time. So distance can play a big part in someone's choice of ball as well. So lots of things to consider, but thanks for the question, Kev. Do you know what? If you want to come down and go in the studio and we'll give you a selection of balls and you can try it out, we would love to do that and love to get your feedback on it. We can show you the different spin rates that you get with balls. And that's one of the advantages of having our indoor studio, don't forget. We certainly probably wouldn't want to be blasting brand new Pro V1s, etc., out onto the driving range. But in here, we can get the heating on. We can hit into the screen. We've got the GC quad, which is going to measure everything, launch conditions, the spin rates, to make sure that you can see a difference between the balls. Now, of course, there's a human difference. Where are you striking it on the club face? That's going to have the biggest impact of all. But if you wanted just to serve your curiosity, try a few, and perhaps I should do a video on this as well, of just showing you a sequence of shots where we try to keep all the things as consistent as we can, the club that we're hitting, and just see what difference does the ball actually make. So great question, Kev. Thanks for that. Anyone got anything else before I finish this broadcast? I'm going to do this every week, mainly on a Sunday evening or a Monday evening after the Winter League's finished, so I can give you a results roundup. Kev's put, yeah, sounds good. Always like data stays. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do a ball fit, Kev. Get you down here and we'll publish the results. That just reminds me, actually, I did put a post on Facebook asking if anybody wanted to come and do an equipment test on all the new brands. So we are going to do that, but we're just waiting until we've got everything in. And then everybody who did comment on that post, and if you fancy it, go back and find the post on the Dunes Golf Centre Facebook page and put your comments in to say you'd like to test it. Share it with your pals as well, because really what we're looking for, we're not going to do it on one day. We're going to do it over probably a week, if not 2 weeks. So even if you're away or you're not sure what your work commitments are, there's going to be this quite extended period of time where we want as many as you as possible to come down. This is not, you're not coming down to buy. This isn't what it's about. But by all means, if you decide you like the club, feel free to spend your money here. We'd love that. But that's not what it's about. It's about us getting you, the real golfers, the amateur golfers, to test these clubs completely impartially. So you're not going to be fed by us when we put the results out, data that we know, and I'm sure you're all aware, can be tainted by someone being paid to play a certain club. These influencers that are out there get paid often to very subtly say they like this club the best because they know that's going to influence your buying decisions. This isn't going to be any of that. It's going to be you guys testing it for yourselves on how it looks, how it feels, how it performs. I and my staff are going to be on hand to make sure that you're semi sort of fitted for it as quickly as we can. Obviously, it's not going to take hours to get fitted for these things, but we're going to give you stuff that's about right for you so you can try it and basically review it for us. And we're going to share that data. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to video you unless you want us to. So it's quite anonymous. What we're going to do is just collate all the reviews. We did do it a number of years ago here. We're going to collate all the data. So out of 5, I think it'll be out of 5 or 10 for looks, 5 or 10 for performance, for feel, for the sound it makes, for value for money. And then what we will do is we will then present that data to you as like a little award ceremony. And we're going to find out which is the driver of the year. And if it's successful, we might extend it to fairway woods, to irons, wedges, etc. I think it's going to be a bit of fun here. Of course, we've got a great facility to do it with the top tracer and the range here as well. So like I say, go find the Facebook post and comment, because that's who we're going to use as our what's the word, like registration list for who is interested. And then we'll send all those some more information via a message to let them know when it is they can choose they want to come along, and we'll get cracking on that. So folks, there's still nobody here, so I think we might be closing up a little bit earlier this evening. So if you do want to come down and you change your mind, you think, you know what, I'm going to get out of the house, I'm going to come to Dunes, perhaps just give us a little ring first, especially if you've got a drive. I'm probably going to start my locking up in about the next 20 minutes, given the advice that you guys have given me, that we should stay safe, and I'll get myself home, get the fire on, and do a little bit of planning, a bit of work on some exciting projects and things we've got coming up this year. In fact, one of them that I must remember is, if any of you know any women that would like to give golf a go, please do tell them to get in touch with us. I'm just going to bring this up on the screen because I have diarised at the beginning of February quite a few golf taster sessions. And if I just bring this up on the screen to show you. So most folk in Fraserburgh know that we are Europe's most successful facility at getting more women into golf, something we are extremely proud about. And 2023 is going to be the year that we're going to get even more women from this area into the game. I know the local clubs have benefited hugely, Rosehearty, Inverality, and Fraserburgh, especially this last year. I think I've certainly created 30 plus, if not more, new female members at the club in the last year, well, since we did a scramble there at the back of the year. And Rosehearty, of course, has got a thriving women's section, as I know Inverality has as well as a further reach as well. We've created a lot of new golfers at Cruden Bay, at Peterhead, at Longside, and elsewhere as well. So there's, what is it, 3, 4, 5, 6 taster sessions completely free of charge. So this is dunesgolfcentre.co.uk/lovegolf. It is a no obligation chance for a woman that you know. Perhaps it's your wife, perhaps you're even watching this and you're female and you're thinking, oh, I might do that. Could be your mum, could be a work colleague, anyone at all, any age. If they fancy just giving golf a go, this is a 90-minute session with me here at Dunes. All equipment is provided. Now, most of the time, the pushback I get is, but I won't be any good at it. Well, that's the reason why I want you to come along, just to see. I'm going to create a very safe, fun environment where you will discover just how easy it is to start playing golf. And I know that could be a controversial statement, that, because most of you watching this that have played golf at any time will be saying, Pete, golf is far from easy. Do you know what? Golf's a really difficult game to get very, very good at. It's a very difficult game to get to single figures at, to get to pro level at, but it's actually never been easier to start playing golf, especially when you've got facilities like here at Dunes, and we've got that relationship with the local clubs. We can provide you with clubs for as long as it takes until you decide you want to get your own. There's no pressure on you at all. So there we go, folks. You know what to do. Go and share that. Do someone a favor by telling them about those women's golf sessions, because they will thank you for it afterwards. I absolutely promise you. And I know that because of the hundreds of women that have already come through the program that are just loving it now. And even if they're not playing regularly, they have the confidence to know that if they did get asked for a game, they know what to do and they can go and enjoy playing with their friends or with their family or whatever else it is that they choose to do. Golf is that sort of a game, isn't it? Where there's no set thing. You don't have to be competitive if you don't want to. You can just go and play with your friends, with your family on holiday. I love doing that with Emma and Billy. When we go away on holiday now, we love to go and have a game of golf. It's a great way to fill a day together and not be on computers or phones all day, out there in nature, and then afterwards a beer in the clubhouse in the sunshine. Oh, you can't beat it. In fact, I should book a holiday for next year. Well, this year, of course. Okay, folks, that's it from me. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to start locking up. If you are going to come along, do let me know as soon as possible so that I can keep the place open for you. And we'll see you all again very soon. Bye for now. Oh, Richie Hewitt. Hey, Richie, how you doing, mate? Awesome to see, Pete. Yep, good man, Richie. Right, folks, that's it for me. I'm signing off. Bye for now.